This playthrough is rated M for mature.
This railway branch should lead to the quarry. Let us take a look.
I think we should. Hey, greetings and salutations everyone. Vauldemare here with more Crimes and Punishment featuring Sherlock Holmes and Watson here. We need to find out a bit more about our
The
current mystery at
switch
hand.
is rusted, but it still works.
Where's it? Ooh, fancy. Oh, I don't actually want to leave. Yeah, I missed this multiple times. Like I said, I'm not very don't have. Oh, hello.
The rail is rusted and looks old, but the railway is still usable. The rail is
Oh, stop it. I guess just keep going and check it out. So I know we're pretty close to solving the mystery here. We've only got so many more clues we can find. Hello.
The railway ends here. That is strange.
Looks like it's been pulled up, possibly. Interesting. Hello, we got our final clue here. No, we're still missing a couple. Let's see. It's gotta be tied into the stolen rail. Let's see. Old railway to the quarry is flooded, missing a section. And this one, okay. Yeah, that's gotta be it. Okay. So now we got a new perspective here. Let's see. Somebody stole the rails to temporarily cover the missing section of the old railway to the flooded quarry, or rode into the mines. Somebody stole this rails to temporarily cover the missing section of the railway into the mines. If that's the case, it doesn't point out a lot of this. But if I choose the road to the mines, it ties into a whole other thing there. Looks like we're missing something. Like we need this, something to do with the Mexicans is also missing as well. So I can't call this complete yet. There must be something. Oh. Oh, that just says I have a possible. Oh no, here we go. Old railway to the quarry. Flooded quarry. Here we go. Okay. And what is this one? Could be the train could have been sunk in the flooded quarry at the Doncaster station. Train cannot be sunk in the flooded quarry because the old railway that leads to there is missing some rails. I think it's in the mines, because why would it flood it, right? But didn't they say that the waters extended out? But aren't they supposed to set now? Were they trying to find something on the train, or are they trying to make sure the train is missing so they can get the financial? Like someone's supposed to lose the finances of it. So what happens if I choose sunk? So that means a couple of things are not. I'm thinking it's in the mines. But the problem is that there's still some information that's not correct. I must be missing something. Because we can't be quite finished yet, could we? Huh. I swear I feel like we're missing something. Because it sounds like we have all the clues. Huh. I want to. I guess we found everything, but I swear there's something missing. Like there's like one more person we need to talk to, or we need to make sure the dialogue has been answered here. Let's see. Oh, what was that? Ah! Freak me out, Watson. Jeez. Let's see. Like maybe there's a clue or a mention of something. Like a dialogue box that has not been. Let's see. Now, it looks like most of the dialogue has been unlocked. Huh. Interesting. Let me.
You'll find nothing interesting here, I'm afraid.
Because the dialogue option hasn't been popped up yet on the thing. So now we do just have to kind of figure out what the total mystery is here. Because for example, this one, let's see. We've got the Chileans made the train vanish in order to steal the prototype from Mr. Robinson. That's one of the clues here, right? Or is that the is that one of the red herrings? Let me think about this. Let me see what other options we can go with. Because one has the Chileans doing it, but usually each game has a secondary option to it. See, this is let's see what this one says. Train's been sunk in the flooded quarry, because it did say the water had been raised, right? So that meant there has to be something in there to displace the water to make it like expand, right? So if that's the case, that makes a little bit more sense. Huh, why is that red then if I click that? Huh, but that doesn't tie in Mr. Robinson to anything, though. So that can't be... What is that? And that sets off a lot of different flags if it didn't do that. Yeah, we can't call it finished until we tie in the Robinson's character. I still think he was a victim, like it wasn't, like it was just kind of a thing. What does that do again? Yeah, that can't be right. Alright, well, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to, let's see. Mexicans drowned. See, they could have drowned the kid. Let's see. There's two types. There's the Chileans stole the prototype and sealed the train, or the Mexicans killed the trains and slank it. So what does that... Huh. So does the whole Robinson being a victim have nothing to do with the with that? That doesn't seem right. It seems like all the things should be tying into something else. Like I'm missing like a clue or something like that, you know? Let's see what the Chileans one pops up again. But yeah, that doesn't that leaves this completely. It leaves basically these two. So I guess Robinson is just like, if we do it as the Mexicans did it, it means Robinson's thing is just a foregone conclusion, like it is. That's the one I want. There we go. The like Robinson could have meant to get the insurance, but it sounds like maybe that's the red herring case. That seems kind of weird though, if that's true. But it sounds like the game has given me all I can do. You know, I'm gonna think this over. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a quick perusal through all the areas, and I will, like, basically I will. if I find something that they haven't mentioned before, I'll keep it in the video. But I'll meet you. I think I'll meet you back at the very first yard we were at before to give the final conclusion. So I'll see you then. Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back at Eversham, where we basically started this first thing. And I checked all around, and as far as I know, I've covered all the clues I can in this whole place. And I guess one way to indicate that is if you check the clues button. According to this, it says I have found all possible clues in the game, or in this case. So now I can form my official conclusion. The way I see it, basically from what I see it, the Mexicans drowning the Chileans sounds like the most likely thing to have happened. Mainly because the clues of like the tracks, the raising of the water. The fact there hasn't been a lot of rain and stuff like that. Because usually rain indicates the growth of like a lake and stuff like that. And I think the mine really is not so much a red herring, but it's a distraction from where it's supposed to be, for example. And the whole Robinson motive, that is like the reason it's just out there is because it basically has really nothing to do with it. Okay, if Robinson had a motive, well, someone else just did it for him. Even if obviously there's no clues to saying that he did, other than saying he had claims to it and sold a lot of it just to make money off of it, but he probably didn't have the means to actually do it. So my indication is that it was the Mexicans that actually killed the Chileans over what happened. And that's why I feel, because it ties in a lot more of the clues that like some of them that just don't seem to make sense are now made sense for one. Like I said, I'm not an actual detective, but I'll do both endings here just to kind of show you what happens when you do both. The final one will be the one I actually stick with, but let's go with blind justice first. Yeah, let's see what that choice tells us.
Then the case is solved, Holmes. What do you intend to do?
Well, I shall require assistance for the arrests. There were accomplices.
Ah, but I know that look. You have your own ideas. What are they, Holmes?
On the one hand, we have Mycroft and his tedious political games. He will locate the guilty parties without any trouble. But it will be a long and drawn-out process, and possibly with some compromise that will be to Mycroft's benefit. Our other option is the local constabulary, and advice from our friend Lestrade. The problem we have there is that the authorities seem to be incapable of acting quietly. They rely on brute force. It could result in an international scandal. All the same, I think that I prefer the forces methods. It would be better to resolve the case quickly and efficiently, without any talk of politics.
Let us go home, then. I'd like to begin writing a draft of this story.
No, I did not say that we had finished here yet.
Well, all right. What did I miss?
Watson, we know that the Barcazas Company directors were drowned in the flooded quarry, along with the train and Robinson's prototype. But we still need to corner the guilty party.
But how do you intend to prove... Oh, no. Please don't tell me we have to dive into the lake.
Huh. You may rest assured that I have a far better idea. We have only to use our corrupt Doncaster station master as bait. He will unwittingly trap our Mexican friend.
Of course, you already had a plan. I shall follow you, Holmes.
Well, the case is solved, and we shall be heading home. May we have 2 tickets to London, please?
Right away, but... Wait a minute. You've solved the case?
In a manner of speaking, can you believe that the rescue service miraculously saved one of the Chileans who were on board the train? The police have ordered his immediate escort to London on the next train.
He pulled through then? He's alive?
Yes, by extreme good fortune. His condition is quite serious, and the method of transportation has its risk, but he will be held securely by the doctor and police officers. The gentleman carries some vital information on this case. I am sure of it.
Ah, really?
Your station will be famous, Mr. Duff. The journalists will be here before you know it. Goodbye, sir.
Goodbye, gentlemen.
Gentlemen, you are under arrest.
Caramba! You traitor! You double-crossed me!
Uh-oh, looks like we have some trouble. No! I basically did that on purpose to show you all what happens when you don't do anything. He just shoots Holmes. You know, Holmes is probably like, "What? WTF, man? You let me die. God."
Good shot, Watson. I always knew you were a talented marksman.
I didn't want another life lost in this case, Holmes.
Oh my God! I thought I was a dead man.
You shouldn't be so glad about it. You'll be up before the judge.
Your testimony will be of great importance to the investigation. I would remind you that your cooperation will be the best way to ease your sentence. By the way, Watson, would you be so kind as to give me some shooting lessons later on?
Yes, but not in our sitting room, and not with you wearing a blindfold.
And there you go, right there. So, riddle on the rails. It was carefully planned murder. The Mexicans killed the Chileans and sank the train to hide their crimes. The dam breach was played to their advantage. They used their own barges to keep the train on the run for a few seconds and then sank it in the flooded quarry. The railway tracks were removed to hide the crime. The Mexicans' inhumility towards the Chileans cost many lives, so the decision was made to act quickly. Lestrade will be informed. So we chose our decision, but what happens if we choose the other ending instead? What if we decide to let politics get in mind? Let us see what that shows us. Shall we? Interesting. See, I mean, really, there's really no specific, as far as I know, there's really no specific, other than getting the two different endings. I mean, you basically solve the crime. It's just however you want to go do it. I might stick with the aggressive ending. That seemed more satisfying overall. But let's see the other ending and see what, and see if that maybe is a little bit more satisfying. So let me show you that. Might as well. I mean, it's basically the mystery. So let's do the political game. Let's see what this tells us. We wait in our little vehicle to expose the criminals. But have we let Mycroft get his own political advantage? Do we hate him that much that he shouldn't get even more fatter and comfortable in his own game? Well, let's find out.
Then the case is solved, Holmes. What do you intend to do?
Well, I shall require assistance for the arrests. There were accomplices.
Ah, but I know that look. You have your own ideas. What are they, Holmes?
On the one hand, we have the local constabulary and advice from our friend Lestrade. The problem we have there is that the authorities seem to be incapable of acting quietly. They rely on brute force. It could result in an international scandal. Our other option is Brother Mycroft and his tedious political games. He will locate the guilty parties without any trouble, but it will be a long and drawn-out process, and possibly with some compromise that will be to Mycroft's benefit. But I think I'd prefer to give Mycroft a chance. We should overlook our personal differences on this occasion.
Let us go home, then. I'd like to begin writing a draft of this story.
No, I did not say that we had finished here yet.
Well, all right. What did I miss?
Watson, we know that the Barkazas Company directors were drowned in the flooded quarry, along with the train and Robinson's prototype. But we still need to corner the guilty party.
But how do you intend to prove... Oh, no. Please don't tell me we have to dive into the lake.
Huh. You may rest assured that I have a far better idea. We have only to use our corrupt Doncaster station master as bait. He will unwittingly trap our Mexican friend.
Of course, you already had a plan. I shall follow you, Holmes.
Well, the case is solved, and we shall be heading home. May we have 2 tickets to London, please?
Right away, but... Wait a minute. You've solved the case?
In a manner of speaking, can you believe that the rescue service miraculously saved one of the Chileans who were on board the train? The police have ordered his immediate escort to London on the next train.
He pulled through, then? He's alive?
Yes, by extreme good fortune. His condition is quite serious, and the method of transportation has its risk, but he will be held securely by the doctor and police officers. The gentleman carries some vital information on this case. I am sure of it.
Ah, really?
Your station will be famous, Mr. Duff. The journalists will be here before you know it. Goodbye, sir.
Goodbye, gentlemen.
Gentlemen, you are under arrest.
Caramba! You traitor! You double-crossed me!
Holmes, I had to do it.
It is all right, Watson. He got what he deserved.
Oh my God! I thought I was a dead man.
You shouldn't be so glad about it. You'll be up before the judge.
Your testimony will be of great importance to the investigation. I would remind you that your cooperation will be the best way to ease your sentence.
After I returned from Afghanistan, I vowed never to take another human life.
Watson, you did in fact save a life. You should focus on that. Now come, there is still much to do.
It sounds like basically I got the same ending. I mean, it just basically, let's see what it says here. It was a carefully planned murder. The Mexicans killed the Chileans to use their own barges. Criminal organizations such as this cannot be confronted directly. It requires a delicate approach. The decision was made to give Mycroft the chance to resolve it. But so basically, I got this. It is the same conclusion, it just has a different ending. So that might affect a thing later in the game. But I guess, well, I didn't know that was going to be the same thing. Otherwise, I wouldn't have shown you people the same thing again. You just get either have the political or the aggressive choice, either taking them now and not caring about the politics, or not letting England get caught up in all that crap. So, and I decided to shoot the guy on this one just to see how it ended a little bit differently. So in the next episode of Crimes and Punishment, we finally finished the riddle on the rails, but is that all for Sherlock Holmes, or are there more? more crimes to take care of, you know, in London and so forth. Well, probably. I mean, that's what the game's all about. So find out next time. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you then.